Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Crochet from the Philippines. For part 1, we're going to make the head and body of Fern from Frieren. Beyond Journey's End, so grab your yarn and hooks, and let's get started. For the materials, take note, begin each round with chain 1 dot and each round with a slip stitch into the first stitch. We'll begin with the head section. Get your skin tone yarn ready. Before we start crocheting, I'm first going to show you how to hold your yarn and how to make a magic ring, so watch carefully. And don't worry if you don't get it right away. You can always replay the video and follow along slowly. If you happen to know a different method, feel free to use whichever way you prefer. For round 1, make 6 single crochets SC inside your magic ring. 6. If you're a beginner, I highly recommend using a stitch marker so you won't get confused about where the first stitch of each round is. For round 1, make 6 single crochets SC inside your magic ring. 6. After making your 6 SC, count your stitches to make sure you really have 6. Then tighten the yarn just like I'm doing here. Remove the stitch marker. Slip stitch straight into the first stitch you marked, then chain 1. For round 2, we're going to increase all around. Make 2 single crochets in the same stitch for all 6 stitches. By the end of the round, you should have 12 stitches total. For round 3, slip stitch straight into the first stitch you marked, then chain 1. It will be a pattern of 1 single crochet, then increase. Repeat that all the way around for 6 times. At the end of the round, you should have 18 stitches. Remove the marker. Then slip stitch into the first stitch and chain 1. For round 4, we only need 2 increases in this round so we can end up with 20 stitches total. We'll place the increases on the 9th and 18th stitches, so watch closely how I do it. Tilt. Remove the marker. Then slip stitch into the first stitch and chain 1. For rounds 5 to 7, 20 single crochet all around to 0. By looking at the connecting stitches, you should have 7 round, before we decrease. For round 8, we will decrease 5 times to have a total of 10 stitches at the end of the round. To decrease using both loops, insert your hook into the first stitch, yarn over, and pull up a loop. Do not complete the stitch. Next, insert your hook into the consecutive stitch, yarn over, and pull up another loop. Finally, yarn over and pull through all loops on your hook. Repeat the process until you reach the end of the round. You should have a total of 10 stitches. And that's it for the head section. Now let's move on to the body. Get your white yarn ready because we'll be changing colors here. Watch closely how I switch from skin tone to white yarn. Look carefully. So straight on the first stitch, then CH1. For round 9, we'll be crocheting into the back loops only blow and front loops only flow, so pay close attention to where I insert the hook. Single crochet. Increase. Change to skin tone. Bobble stitch. Pay attention how I do the bobble stitch. Change to white yarn. Must be 5 DC, insert your hook into the first DC, then into the last DC, and pull through 2 close, then chain 1. I'll repeat it. On the front loop, make an increase. Then on the back loop again, make an increase, then change to skin tone. Make a bobble stitch, the same thing we did earlier. Change to white yarn and chain 1. On the back loop, make an increase, single crochet and increase. At the end we should have 16 stitches total. SLST then CH1. This is how it should look like. And don't worry if you don't get it right away. You can always replay the video and follow along slowly. Practice makes perfect. For round 10, single crochet on the first 2 stitches. For 3 to 5 stitches, work on the back loop only and make single crochet. Now on the 6 to 9 stitch, work on both loop, make single crochet on each stitch. Again, on the back loop section, make 3 single crochet on each stitch. The remaining 4 stitches, make single crochet on each stitch. SLST then chain 1. Take note, use stitch markers to mark the 6 front loop only flow stitches in this round. This makes them easy to see, as you will be working into them later for the cape section. Round 11, on the both loop, make single crochet on the first 6 stitches then decrease. Then make 8 single crochet. Slip stitch then chain 1. For round 12, we're only crocheting on the back loop only blow section. If you're confused by the pattern for this round, simply use black yarn for the feet BBL section and switch to white yarn for the rest. And sorry if the stitches are a little hard to see here. I'll try to use lighter yarn colors in future tutorials so it's easier to follow along. For single crochet on the first 4 stitch, remember, crochet on the back loop only. Change to black yarn, then bobble stitch. Switch back to white yarn, then CH1. Increase on the next stitch. One single crochet on the next stitch. Increase on the next stitch. Switch back to black yarn, then bobble street BBL. Switch back to white yarn, then CH1. Six single crochet on the remaining stitches. Slip stitch, then chain 1. At the end of the round we should have 17 stitches. Cut the unnecessary yarn. Push it inside using your finger. Round 13, we will do single crochet and decrease times, then decrease on the last 2 stitches. At the end of the round we should have 11 stitches. Slip stitch. Once you finish round 13, cut the yarn and leave a long tail for sewing later. Now stuff your mini plush using fiber fill or fiber wool until you're happy with the shape tilde. Look how stuffed it is and adorable it is. For sewing the opening closed, just follow how I sew it here. Insert your needle into every other stitch. Now tighten to close the hole. Look carefully. Then sew the excess tail to the back part of the head section. Don't cut it. We're done with head and body section, congrats. Now let's make her skirt. On the FLO from round 12. Next, grab your white yarn again. On the flow from round 12, insert your hook into the connecting stitch and make 2 chains. In that same stitch, make double crochets DC all around the round. This next step is optional, but for the stitch on bobble stitch parts, you can increase your double crochets so the foot section gets covered more neatly. Slip stitch on the top of first DC. Cut the yarn and sew. Look how cute it is. Weave the remaining yarn tail to the same spot on the head where you secured the first tail, knot it securely, then hide the end inside the back of the head. Now for the cape section. Get your black yarn ready. Insert your hook into the flow from round 9. For this part, pay close attention to how I hold the amigurumi because the positioning really helps when making the cape. Insert your hook into the flow from round 9, chain 1, single crochet on same stitch. Make single crochet in each stitch around the neck section for 9 more times. Make a chain 1. Now look for those 3 flow stitches on round 10 that I mentioned earlier. After finding it, now start doing single crochet on the 3 stitches. I'll repeat 3 single crochet on each flow saint of round 10. Pay attention how I crochet this part. Next, make 7 double crochet on the 7 stitches. Then look for another 3 stitches on the flow of round 10, and do 3 single crochet. Chain 1 and finish with a slip stitch into the first single crochet. Cut the yarn and leave a long tail for sewing. Sew to the back section of the head. Knot it securely, then hide the end inside the back of the head. If this part feels confusing, don't worry, you can replay the tutorial anytime and feel free to ask questions in the comments section. And we're finally done with part 1. Subscribe for part 2 so you won't miss the next steps.